Hey, folks, Andrew here, Popcorn and Whiskey. I'm the face who runs the place. You would think by now I would have all this down pat on everything, but you see right down here in the corner, 765-505-7348. That's the number to call in. Now, you would think I would have had that already up somewhere, or off the screen until I came on, but nope, it was on there. Hey, even as professionals, we sometimes do things a little backwards, but that's the way it goes. So, what am I doing here tonight? Well, usually this is my typical night to do popcorn and whiskey. I was on last night. I was watching wrestling earlier tonight, and I must say the duration of the show I was disappointed. The quality I was okay with, except for one particular part, which if my buddy JD was here, but we would be talking about it. But that's something we don't want to talk about is wrestling. Matter of fact, he'll probably come on here in a little bit once I invite him. Let's go. First of all, and I'll save this till later. All right, I will save this till later. What I was going to say. So, hey, yo, the Boiling Point podcast is in the house. All right. Boiling Point podcast. Salute to cheers. Here we go. Popcorn whiskey tonight. JD, he's a trooper. I'm telling you what. Here's what I'm gonna do. Just because I'm in the mood to do it early, I am going to get JD on here. Here we go. I am sending you a link, my friend. All right. So we'll get him to come on, and we'll see how this all works out. I got something in my eye. Yeah, my finger. Anyway, this is a big weekend for the folks here in the U.S., and I'm going to assume it's also in Canada as well. This is Mother's Day weekend. If you have your mother around, give her a big old hug, because one day you may not have her around to do so. All right, the bad guy, JD. All right, let me get you on here, JD. Okay, well, you're on here somewhere. Hold on a second here. All right, you're there now, but I want to do something different here. There we go. JD, you with me, buddy?
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. All right. Now, JD and I, and I promise we're only going to talk about this a real small portion here. We both like the same extracurricular activity, as in television, watching a certain program called professional wrestling. And we were going back and forth because we have totally different tastes on what should and should not be there.
Yes, we do.
I like the good stuff. He likes the corny stuff. So there you go.
I like real wrestling, and you like the storyline drama of WWE.
If there's no storyline, the wrestling wouldn't make sense.
I'm saying WWE is too much story, not enough wrestling. Okay. AEW, a lot of people like to say AEW doesn't do storytelling, but really they have. In the last 12 to 15 months, they've done a lot better with their storytelling. So you get a little bit of, it's not as good. I'm not going to say, WWE is the superior production, right? They clearly have better production. They create better vignettes. So, you got to give them their dues in that front. But AEW, I think, has a better in-ring action.
I don't know. I'm going to have to say just the opposite. I don't think the vignettes and production wise that WWE is superior to AEW. I don't think so. AEW is up there. Their game is pretty strong with that, with the production wise and vignette wise. Even though I'm not a big vignette person, I think they get too far fetched sometimes. But as far as storyline goes, yes, WWE is a superior product on the storyline. And I also will admit I do not watch a whole lot of AEW. The few times I have, can't say I like to stick with it because I just couldn't. And when they do their pay-per-views, God
You
bless
just
them. They go
watch.
for 6-7 hours, but holy moly! I mean, you definitely get your money worth if you watch the whole thing.
That's yeah,
I will
and
tell
that's
you
what I'm
that much.
saying. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I like AEW because I like the in-ring action. I'm more interested in the in-ring action than I am all the drama of some of the story. Just I want to see people wrestle in the ring. I want to see a good match sometimes, right?
If they tell a story in the ring, which they got to do.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But that's a different kind of storytelling than like when you're doing like an angle or something that takes months or weeks to pull off.
Or a comedy show like Danhausen.
It's entertainment, and that's what WWE is, World Wrestling Entertainment.
That's a stretch. That's a word I probably would not use in that guy. But okay, all right. Let's get away from that. That's for another show. That's for your show, Mayhem Media, and all that good jazz.
Yeah.
So, all right, I gotta ask, and if you don't want to get into it, we won't get into it. The question or the offline topic we were going to discuss last night on the phone. You want to get into it here or no?
What was that?
Remember what you asked me last night? If I wanted you to give me a call so we can chit chat, and I said, "Now I was going to go to bed."
Oh, I don't know if you want to talk about that on your air.
I'm just asking you. That's up to you.
Yeah, I don't think that's probably a good idea.
Okay. All right. I mean, because I don't know anything about what's going on. You do. So that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. We'll leave it there.
Yeah. I don't want to bring that drama to your show, bro.
Okay.
I'm not looking to bring you in the middle. In fact, through everything that's been going on, I've been trying to make sure that none of it gets anywhere near you. Because I assumed as soon as it did, you'd be like, yeah, I'm out. Because that's how I want to be. That's how I reacted to it. I'm like, yeah, all right. Let's X that out.
I know, folks, we're talking really cryptic, but I'm maybe 1 or 2% in the know on this, and that's plenty for me at this point.
It has to do with a fellow colleague, a fellow podcaster who's a friend of ours who's attached with a brand that turned out to be less than nice.
Dude, that was good. My word, that's folks. That's why we're professionals doing this. All right.
Absolutely. I can tell you what's going on without telling you what's going on.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. So I was saying before you came on, and this is called a segue, a bad one at that, but this is called a segue. I was talking before you came on. Oh, by the way, folks, down here, 765-505-7348. Give us a call. You will be able to be online with me and JD together. Hopefully we can both hear you. So give us a call. Anything's worth talking about. All right. And if it's not, I'll just hang up on you. But,
call in to Popcorn and Whiskey.
What was that?
I was just telling everybody, call in to Popcorn and Whiskey. Let's make this show happen tonight.
That's right. Well, I wanted to say that tomorrow here in the United States, and I do believe it's in Canada as well. I don't know about any place else in the world, but it's Mother's Day. So if you still have your mother with you, give her a big hug. Do something special for her. If you take her out to eat, great. If you can cook for her, great. But most mothers would appreciate just you being around, hanging out, and giving them a hug. Yep. That's what most mothers would appreciate. And yes, I am saying mothers in the female sense. They're not birthing parents. They're mothers.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, well, don't watch my show, and don't watch Mayhem Media either. So I shouldn't say that. You can watch Mayhem Media.
Well, Mayhem Media. No, I mean I have those same views too. We don't always talk about them much on Mayhem Media. That's the other brand, the Boiling Point Podcast, which I left a comment for you from that page too. Yep. Like to support you and get you shared out and get you some more viewers. Support each other, right? That's
appreciate that
point.
Appreciate that. And I've had the pleasure of being on Mayhem Media several times. We mostly talk about wrestling and movies. The times I've been on there, at least, and I'm sure you discuss other entertainment as well with that. But those are 2 times I've been on there.
TV, movies, wrestling, and sports. Though my big sport is football, and right now there isn't football on. The draft just happened, but when we've covered the draft before, it wasn't exactly a popular episode. People tune into the draft. They know who they picked. They don't need to tune into me to know who they picked. So we stopped doing draft coverage.
I don't get it. I honestly don't get why people are so wrapped up in the draft. But hey, then again, people don't get why I'm so wrapped up into wrestling. But so
yeah,
to each
and
their own.
I'm not super into the draft. I put it on so that way I know who's been picked up and stuff. But I'm not a huge college fan either, so it's not like I get great insight by who they're picking up. You know what I mean? It's more just to see who they're getting and to see a little bit of tape on them and what positions and stuff. So
people watch the weirdest things, and not everybody understands it all. Because I have a nephew who I absolutely love dearly, who will sit there for hours. Well, he used to, maybe not so much anymore because he has a kid and she takes up a lot of his time. But he'll sit there for hours and watch other people play computer games online, like on Twitch and Kick and stuff like that. And I once asked him, I said, dude, how can you sit there and watch people play games? And he looked at me and not in a smart ass way or anything like that. He says, I can ask you the same thing. How can you sit there and watch cars drive around in circles for hours? I'm like, point taken. I mean, good point. I get it. Okay.
No problem. I personally also don't get it, but with Mayhem Media, we are entertainment, and we're going to be getting into a little bit of that this summer and fall, a little bit of live streaming gaming and posting some gaming content too. I like I said, personally, I don't get it. When I go to look something up, it's because I'm looking for something very specific. So I'll watch like a clip or something to see how to do something or where to find something maybe. But I'm not sitting there for hours watching someone else play a video game. I'd rather play the video game myself.
The Twitch and Kick, if people aren't familiar with it, those two sites were designed to have video game play on there. That's what they were designed to do. They have morphed into other forms of streaming. A lot of podcasts go on there. A lot of shows like this show goes on there. Your show goes on there as well. So people do listen to it and watch it, watch and listen. I don't know if the proper term is watch it or listen to it. I don't know.
Maybe both. That's how we do some of our episodes. I know we have some people who listen and don't watch. So we try, some people listen, some people watch.
Now, most of the time when I go on to Twitch, unless I'm watching something specific, there's a couple of shows I really like to watch. I go on there, and this is going to be the dumbest thing ever. Well, most people think it's dumb unless you're in our industry. I go to see what kind of quality sound they have and what kind of microphones people are using. That's why I go on there to listen to it. I sent you, remember that link I sent you the other night about the guy who had a great microphone, but he sounded hideous.
Yeah.
I mean, and not his voice, but the sound quality. It sounded like to me, because I listened to it on headphones, he sounded like he was talking to a tin can, and he had I wouldn't say a very expensive mic, but he had a very popular microphone, because I know the brand. He was actually using a Rode Pod mic is what he's using, which is very good in the podcast world, but his sound quality was horrific. My God.
I think I had commented because it looked like he had bare walls behind him. Like it sounded like when you're in a room with nothing on the walls and the sound just kind of echoes. That's what it sounded like to me. And I was just thinking about it. It's possible that, when you do a podcast by yourself, it's hard when you have equipment trouble to know what is happening. So I'm wondering if maybe his mic wasn't turned on, but perhaps it was still the microphone off of his webcam.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah. I said, it's gotta be that. Yeah. Even if he had bad acoustics, because that microphone is designed, because I have horrible acoustics in my room, but I think I sound halfway decent with this microphone. And this is a very, very inexpensive microphone compared to what he was using. So like you said, I think something happened. He bypassed his regular microphone and was using a microphone off his computer or his laptop or whatever. And he didn't realize he was doing that. That's the only thing I can think of, because even bad acoustics.
It's happened to me before when I've gone back and watched an episode, and I'm like,
me too.
Why do I sound like that? That's not how I sound on a podcast. Why am I sounding like that? Here it turned out it was because my webcam mic got activated, not my desk mic, and that's why it sounded just like that. So when you're doing it by yourself, it's hard. I
did that several times when I used a different camera. Now this camera I'm using right here, which is the Elgato face cam, by the way, this camera right there. It does not have a microphone in it. So you either have to have an external microphone like this, or a computer microphone, which my computer doesn't have a microphone either. So if it wasn't for this microphone, he couldn't hear me at all.
Yeah,
which is good. Now, if I switch over to one of my other cameras, yes, you can hear me because they have that. Because I have multiple camera setups. Why? Because I'm a nerd that way, I guess.
I don't know about nerd. I don't know if that's the right word. It puts you ahead of the game in case you ever want to go to. I'd like to have one of them eventually at some point too. So we'll see.
Well, and here's the thing: I'm having two cameras set up in front of me and one behind me. Having two cameras in front of me really helped out. I'm on a platform called School, all right, and I do some business with people on School as well. And a lot of times we have conference calls where multiple people are on. They're like a Zoom call, but it's done through School.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this camera, my Elgato camera, does not like it when I go on the School website. It automatically shuts itself off. So the only solution is I have to use the other camera, my camera, which I'm glad I have it set up.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And right away I'm thinking, okay, my camera goes off the first time, or it freezes, then it goes off. So I unplug it, plug it back in. I log out of the School meeting and I log into StreamYard just to see if the camera's working, and it's working. And I log back into the School and it just freezes and doesn't work. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing.
Crazy.
Yeah. So here we go, talking tech talk here.
Yeah, that's all right.
Microphone tech talk. Speaking of which, did you order your stuff yet? What was that?
You don't have anybody on the line, do you?
No.
Okay, I just wanted the other day when I had done the line thing, you were you noticed that you didn't even see that someone was waiting on there at first. So I just was making sure that you were with your phone number up on the screen, that we're keeping track if anybody called in.
Well, I will tell you what here, and let me show you what I'm doing here. Why? Because I have the ability to do so. Let me show you this. All right. Where's it at here? Okay, see if I got this turned on. Okay, so here we are. Now I've got the camera behind me. So you and me are on this screen right here.
Yep.
Okay, over here. On this screen, this is why I just put it up there where I have, in case somebody calls in, I can see if they call in or not. Not just I can see it as well. So I have that over there.
Nice.
So
two monitors. That's where I'm going next. Right after I get my arms, I'm getting two monitors.
You can also get just a great big monitor. Now, what I'm telling a lot of people to do now, people who are asking me, and because it might be a lot easier. Hold on a second. Let's see, is it this one here? Yeah, what it might be a lot easier, and it might be a lot more cost effective as well. And that I don't know. I haven't priced them out. Is to go to Walmart and get a 36-inch or 48-inch television and use that as your monitor.
Yeah, I'm going to use my TV, the one I use to watch TV that sits above my monitor. I'm just going to hook that up and make that my second monitor for when I need a second monitor.
Oh my God, that's going to be huge for a second monitor.
Oh, it's going to be glorious when I game.
Because what I was going to suggest, you get a bigger television and you basically split it in half. Because you know how you can put two halves on something like that.
Yeah.
But, especially you who does a lot of graphic stuff, dual monitors, dude, it's going to help you out tremendously.
Yeah.
And it's difficult. I don't want to say difficult, but it's weird to get used to it first. But once you do, you'll never want to go back to anything else.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. This while we're at this apartment, this dining area is going to be my full office eventually. Mm-hmm. It'll be completely set up.
Now, a lot of times also, and I did this in the past as well, Walmart, especially as cheap TVs nowadays, they have the 24-inch televisions, which is plenty big for a computer monitor, for way less than $100, way less than $70. I've seen some of them on clearance, even below 50. You get a couple of those 24-inch monitors, because the ones I have here, this monitor, it's not 24 inches. Oh, let me think that. And now I got look at this on my desk. I have a tape measure. So let me see what the measurement of this one is. This one is, what is that? I can't see. It says these two monitors are 22-inch monitors.
Nice.
So 24-inch monitors is way good.
Yeah. I have a really small monitor, but that's why I want to. If I make my TV my second monitor, then I can use that.
There you go. You're on your way, dude. You are on your way. know, we keep getting more and more people popping in and popping out, popping in, popping out. So, folks, if you're here, give us a call 765-505-7348. We
Help
will
us
take your
change the
questions.
subject. Help us change the subject to something you want to talk about, because
Yeah.
we talk about a bunch of different stuff on here. We went from wrestling to gaming, and we just talked a little shop talk with our podcasting. I mean, it's going to go all over the place. So call in and pick a specific topic, and let's chat about it.
Yep. So and I don't think I've told you this yet. I think maybe I texted it to you, but a few weeks ago I was talking to a friend of mine who pops in every so often. She usually listens to the replays. She said because she goes to bed early.
Yeah.
I said, hey, take me to bed with you. But she says, I like it when your friend JD comes on. Says he's very professional. I'm like, he is. I tell you, he's a good dude. So she was giving me all kinds of compliments.
I think you did mention that to me, and yes, I always appreciate those compliments. That's what I strive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I strive for. I really hope that anybody who tunes in, that whether they like what I have to say or not, cannot deny that I'm professional.
Well, I've been on the wrestling podcast with you. Yes. So sometimes none of us are professional on that sometimes.
I guess. When I'm hosting, I always try and be the host. Even if I get into a discussion with somebody, I'm always trying to be the host. When I'm on someone else's show, all bets are off. It's not my job to control me on someone else's show.
This is true. I was going to say when you're the host, you're a puppy wrangler. That's for certain.
Yeah,
you wrangle them in. I've been on a couple of them where it's starting to get out of hand, and you jump in really quick. So I do appreciate that. Being on both sides of it.
Sometimes you don't have to do that, but if you don't, it can get really off track.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, so
stuff in mind.
You're the Boiling Point podcast that you have.
Yeah.
This one, if I understand right, it's more locally based. It's local based for you, local politics and stuff that's going on in your community. Is that correct?
I mean, I do. When it's politics, I'll cover whatever, as much, national, state, or local. But yeah, we are involved locally with some of the school districts and stuff, covering school board meetings and that type of thing. So yeah, it is a little bit local. We do a little bit of local and national on the Boiling Point podcast. People like to hear the national stuff no matter what. That's why we still always talk about it once in a while. But we've gotten a good following and actually been making some real, have some sway in the local area with our coverage and stuff. So yeah, we did pivot, and we do local and national now on the Boiling Point podcast.
Now, speaking of politics, this past week, state of Indiana, where I'm based, we had our primaries. Now, did the whole country have primaries?
No, ours is May 19th, I believe, here in Pennsylvania.
Okay. And I got to work one of the polls. That was a long day. That was a long ass day. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Had to get there at 5 a.m. And since I was what they call the inspector.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's not as much as you think.
No, but that means you had to be there all day, right?
Oh yeah. Well, everyone did. Even the poll workers. We at my particular, in the state of Indiana, or at least in my county, I can't say the whole state. My county now, they're not called precincts; they're called voting centers. So you don't have to go to your specified precinct to vote. Anybody can go to any voting center in the county and vote.
Oh, dang. That is nice.
Yeah. And
that is not what we have.
This was the first time for it. And I think statewide it happened, but I'm not 100% sure of that. I know in our county it did. And from what everybody was saying, it made things a lot easier on the accounting aspect of things. But people got confused because a lot of people were going to their precinct where they've been voting for the last umpteen years, and it wasn't there. They didn't know what to do. And the precinct, because everyone knows everybody in my county. It's a small county. My town is 5,000 people. I think the county is maybe 10,000 people, the county. And I think that our county is like 30 miles wide, 30 miles long up and down. And at the widest point is 5 or 6 miles wide. So we're a real thin, narrow county that goes up the west side of Indiana. And most people in my city know each other. So if you went to the wrong precinct, they'll say, yeah, go over to where my precinct or my voting center was called Wayside. It says go to Wayside. Everyone knows where Wayside is, and they go over there and they vote. So, And most of the people, I'd say 90% of the people coming in to vote, I knew who they were. I know them. They're friends of mine. So, well, my job basically is to open it in the morning, declare the polls open at 6 a.m. I had to open up all the machines beforehand by putting in different codes and everything else. And then being there all day to basically be the muscle of the place in case people got out of hand or something went wrong. I needed to call in and get it fixed and stuff of that sort. And at the end of the day, I declare the polls closed. Then I have to tally up all the tape in the machines, and then I have to deliver it along with one of the judges of the other party to the county seat, the main hub, and everything has to be checked off that way. So it was a long day.
Yeah, no doubt.
Was it worth it? I don't know. I mean, I'm doing my civic duty, I think, to help out. It's the second time I've done it. But my gosh, holy moly. The best thing about it is we had 3 meals provided for us. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. We had good meals that day. And,
yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine having to be at that, work at those places. I don't want to be there for the however long I'm in there to vote.
Here's something I wanted to bring up to you. See if you can pick up what I'm going to say here, and see if you think of the same way I did. So I'll explain the situation, and you say, "Hey, wait a second, something's not right there." So, at the training that we had the few days before the election day, we went through all the machines and all the inspectors for all the voting centers were there, and so all the poll workers were there as well. 40, 50 people there probably for my county. So we're going through everything, and I brought up the question. I said, because we have a little what the heck's that called? A little router or something. So when you come in and register your name, that's connected to the internet, which goes back to the county seed. So I guess it spreads out to all our voting centers. So, people, this person voted here, no longer can vote anyplace else type thing.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So my question is, all right, so I know this is connected to the internet, but are the actual polling machines connected to the internet? They said, absolutely not. We make sure there's no way they can be connected. Okay, no problem, which is fine. I didn't have to type in any kind of internet codes or anything like that. So on that aspect, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So fast forward to about the second hour of the day, one of the machines stopped working, and it was because we put the card in too quick and pulled it out too quick, and it basically froze up as a safety measure, which I found out later.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking out, and the rest of the people are freaking out. So we called the county seat. I said, "Hey, this happened. How do I fix it?" And the computer dude, who's also a friend of mine, walked me through it. No problem. Basically, it was turn it off and turn it back on. Just like you do a regular computer, and it fixed it. Okay, no problem. And he said, can you tell me the number of the machine? So I looked at the machine. I had a serial number. I gave it to him. He says, no problem. I will monitor it from here for the rest of the day.
That's interesting.
And what aspect? Why do you think that's interesting?
Well, the only thing I can think of is that perhaps there's some kind of monitoring software on it that allowed them to see it. But other than that, again, that's connected to online. The only way you would be able to do that would be through online, even if it was a private interface or connection. You're still using something to make that connection.
Yep. That's what I said. The first time he said that, I'm like, huh? What? How can that be if they're not connected anywhere like that?
Did he answer you?
No, because I said, you know what? I'm not going to bring that up now because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. We had at my voting center a total of 280 votes that day. So it's not a very big one.
Yeah.
I wasn't too worried about it at that point. Again, I know the guy who is in charge of that, and he is straight as an arrow. So I'm not. If it was somebody I thought was shady, I would have brought something up. No, I wasn't worried about that. But I was just saying, you know what? if they're not online connected anywhere, how is he monitoring it?
Yeah, the only other thing I can think of is that if they got some kind of monitoring device or something, but again, you still have to be able to have remote access to it. That happens through the internet. So,
hey, we got
that's a little weird.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
And our polling places here are always busy. Oh, there's Wolfman.
Yeah. Hey guys, Wolfman in the house. Mayhem Media for life. How you doing, Wolfman?
He doesn't have a voice at the moment. He says. So I talked to him earlier. When I was talking to him earlier, he says he's got he's sick or got a cold or chest cold or something right now, and his voice is gone.
Wasn't he on one of your shows with his mother the other day? Was that him?
It wasn't. I just released it. I've been releasing clips all week, and the actual episode released yesterday at 6:00. Our 2026 autism special.
Yeah,
but we filmed that last week. We didn't. Okay. It wasn't this week.
But that was Wolfman and his mother, right?
Yes, it was Wolfman and his mother. Yep.
Was that for Mayhem or was that for Boiling Point?
That was for Mayhem. I mean, either one. It could have gone on either one, but because he's a Mayhem guy, so we just posted it and shared it on Mayhem.
Hey, another one, Mike Morgan. Hey, Mike. Good evening, Mike. Mike says good evening. So
good evening, Mike.
There you go. Put on there. Good evening, sir.
Call in and chat.
Mike's a buddy of mine. Mike, speaking of technology, here's how I found Mike. Excuse me. All right, wait a second. That means I need a drink. This is a good story. It's a good story. Okay, so several years ago, I'm guessing probably 10 years ago, maybe 10 plus years ago, where I live, I'm not going to get into a lot of details, but there's you have to understand this story to understand how Mike and I became buddies. Where I live, there was no internet here. And long story short, I moved in my parents' house to help them out, and they were never hooked up to the internet. And in order for me to get internet here, it would have cost an arm and a leg. My sister lives about 100 yards away, and she had internet. So I said, okay, if there's a way to get her internet from her house over to here, we'll do it. So I'm looking up everything I possibly can. And one of the things that I looked up is you can get a tin pie plate, put it up to the window, and have like a little repeater type thing plug into it, and it'll distribute internet in your house from a wireless signal. So I did that, and it worked. Okay. I said, I need to do something different. So I started looking online, and there are TP-Link router type things, the company from TP-Link, where you can put up in your window and face it to other routers and they'll face to you, and you can pick up the signal that way. Okay. And they can be literally a quarter mile to 2 miles apart to do this. So I'm researching this stuff. I said, okay, I'm going to get a couple of these. And I put one up at my sister's house, put one up at my house, able to piggyback off of hers. Was it the best connection in the world? No. Did it work? Yes. I was able to stream. I was able to do everything on it. So it's not a problem there. Mike says Ubiquity. Yeah, it was something called Ubiquity. That was the company that did these things. So I put it up in my window, when I'm on my window facing my sister's house, and I put one at her house facing my house so they could talk to each other. Okay, so far makes sense what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, but you have to program them separately, if I recall, and I was having a difficult time understanding how to program them. I got them from Amazon. So just by chance, I typed in on Amazon comment. I said, if anybody out there can help me walk me through this or point me to where I can walk through this and help me out, I would much appreciate it. Something at that point. Mike, out of the blue, and I'd never met the man. He's never met me, never contacted whatsoever. He says, dude, I can help you. Give me a call. And he posted his phone number. I'm like, this has got to be a scam. Who in the right mind would post your phone number on here? I mean, it was almost like it was divine intervention. All right.
Yeah.
I called him with all kinds of skepticism about, okay, this is a scam. What's he going to want from me? Blah, 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 blah. All right. Talked to him right away. I felt an instant relief when I talked to the man because he's such a good guy. Such a good guy. Yes, Mike, I'm kissing your ass a little bit here. Mike says he's ran these things 14 miles across. So yeah, he understood that. Now he actually had a business. I don't know if he still does or not. I'm not going to ask. It's none of my business. Where he was putting these up all over his city, was enabled to provide people in the Outer Banks internet with this stuff. So he was doing a real good service. But he literally walked me through this. I think while he was driving at the time, just from memory, walked me through all the things. I set it up, boom, hit the button, boom, it worked. And I said, I got to give you something, dude. Let me give you something. He would absolutely refused. I think, Mike, I might have sent you like a Walmart card or something like that, I think, because he finally gave in and gave me his address. Yeah. And since then, we became Facebook buddies and became online friends. He's a great guy. He's helped me out tremendously. And now that I finally get, he says, nope, I never gave him a Walmart card. Okay, sorry, Mike. But once I changed my equipment, I sent you all my old equipment. So you got that. I don't know. So I know that much. So, but no, it's funny how things just morph into friendships.
Oh yeah,
it's just like you and I, same way.
Yeah. Yep. I was just about to say, yeah, it sounds similar-ish to how you and I met.
Yeah. But Mike, Mike says nope to the business. So I guess he no longer has that business.
Oh, okay, nope to the business. So you did send him a Walmart card.
Maybe I did, but I know I sent him the equipment as well. This unfortunately he doesn't have the business anymore, and I think I know why. Because of the advances in internet technology is why. For instance, T-Mobile, which I use now. So kind of probably because of that. And I'm not going to ask him why. But he says he's out of it. So there you go. All right. Mike, I hope you're still working out too, buddy. Hey, if you want to call in and talk to us. 765-505-7348. And you can be part of us, Mike. You're always welcome there. Just like JD is always welcome. You're just as welcome. So.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're going to have you on to talk about some fitness and stuff in the next couple of weeks, I hope. Pastor Gavin just got his audio issues fixed, and or was it his camera this time? I think it was his camera this time, actually. Yeah, I'm going to put together an episode with Andrew and some other people that I know, and we're going to have a whole big episode on fitness and health, all that stuff.
So Pastor Gavin, what's his what do you call it? With his religion? No, what do you call it? What's his congregation? What's his?
What? I don't know what you're asking exactly.
What kind of preacher is he? For what denomination? What
denomination? Yeah, he's a Christian. I don't know if it's I guess maybe Baptist might be the closest thing. I've never really asked him in terms of like the subsects or anything like that. He believes in God and Jesus Christ. So do I.
Doesn't Baptists, aren't they the ones who don't drink and don't smoke?
I don't know, but he definitely doesn't drink or smoke.
That's the Southern Baptist. I know Southern Baptists are real diehard. You can't have any fun or anything like that.
Yeah. Pastor Gavin is a good guy, and he specializes in being able to take the Bible and put it into modern day terms so that you can get the lessons and understand what you're supposed to be getting from the Bible.
Okay. Well, the reason I ask about his denomination about smoking and drinking, it says, well, because obviously I drink online. I did my popcorn and whiskey. Hello.
Oh yeah, he's not going to care about that.
Okay.
He's not. He's not like he doesn't judge people. He's not like gonna. Oh, he's drinking. I can't be like on the same show as that. Nothing like that. He's nothing like that.
I don't know. Catholic priests are just the opposite. You better be drinking on their shows.
Yeah.
Here's speaking of that, I'll tell this story. I've told it before. I'll tell it again. I went to a Catholic college, St. Joseph's College. Go Pumas. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no longer a college. But anyway, most of the professors were priests.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I have no problem with that. Up until I went to college, every time I thought of a priest, I thought of, somebody carrying the Bible the whole time, the rosary, in church, praying, blah, blah, blah. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but that was my perception of a priest. After I got to college, some of the younger guys, the younger priests, were on the intramural football teams. They were part of the dorm life, so to speak. They went to the bars, things of that sort. Yeah. So I was like, holy moly. So my senior year, my roommate and I, at the time, Joe, if you're listening, but you're probably not, but if you are, how you doing, buddy? He lives up in Cleveland. We were both in radio and television, radio and TV. That was part of our studies. So we had, and we also had to have some basic classes throughout your 4 years at the school, just like any school does. So we were in the same class. It was a small college, so everyone knew everybody. And he was in a position where he was locked into a grade, whatever the grade was, like a B or whatever, regardless of what he got on the final. He was locked into it. He could have aced the final or he could have flunked the final. He would have still got that grade for the semester. I was in a position, if I aced the final, I would have made Dean's List. All right. I'm not a brainiac at all. I just got lucky on this one. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm studying my ass off. Joe's like, dude, you know the stuff. Don't worry about it. I'm like, I am worried about it. He says, I'm going to the bar. It was a Thursday night and the finals were Friday morning. Thursday night at the bar, at the college bar, was rocking, especially for a senior.
Yeah.
Last week there, Thursday night, finals week, I'm studying my ass off, and I called the father. I called the priest. I said, Father, you know my situation. Is this test going to be impossible? He says, just study and you'll be fine. That's not what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So, but another hour I studied. I'm like, all right, I'm done. If I don't know it by now, I'm not going to know it. I go to the bar. So I'm going to meet my buddy, my roommate, Joe, and all my other friends. We're going to meet him at the bar. We'll have some drinks tonight and probably get drunk because that's what you did on Thursday nights at the college bar. I go in there and I walk in the door. Again, everybody knows everybody. And looking around, and there I see Joe on one of the tables, and who's he sitting with? The priest who I just talked to on the phone about an hour earlier. He's sitting at the table. I walked over, I said, Father, what are you doing here? He looked at me and goes, are you kidding? You've been here for 4 years, you don't know? I'm like, what? He said, this is finals week. Look around. I look around, and every table had a priest on there. He says, we don't have to pay for any drinks on finals week. Are you kidding? All the seniors come here and buy us drinks.
Nice. That's pretty funny. Oh my.
Yeah. Okay. See, Mike says, see, bottom of the ninth. If you're still on, I'll call in if they win. 3-2 Yanks now. Oh, geez. He's watching a baseball game. Mike, who do you favor? Who's your team? I hope you're not a Yankees fan. Maybe he is.
Yeah, he probably is. He said 3-2 Yankees. That means
It's 3-2 Yanks now. Yeah.
Yeah. That to me means he's a Yanks fan, not a whoever they're facing fan. Or he would have brought up that he was losing and the team name.
Yeah. So I know I've been yapping away there, JD. Are you a Phillies fan? Speaking of baseball.
In baseball, I mean, I'm sort of a Phillies fan, but I guess in baseball, I've been more of an Orioles fan than a Phillies fan. I'm an American League, not a National League.
Yeah, me too. I'm American League. Mike says he's a Yankees fan all the way. Okay. All right. There you go.
Well, now you can't call in, Mike.
An Orioles fan. Wow. I don't meet too many Orioles fans nowadays.
Cal Ripken.
Yep.
He was I don't know why. I don't recall the circumstances or the situation. I think it might have had something to do with when he became the Iron Man and he played the most games. I don't remember what it was, but it was something about Cal Ripken and the Orioles that I liked, and I don't remember exactly what it was.
He's also one of the classiest players who ever played the game.
Absolutely.
Whether you like the Orioles or like the man or not, you can't deny he was one of the classiest guys ever to play the game.
Yeah. And in terms of position, actual skill in baseball, he maybe wasn't a home run hitter. He wasn't, he didn't, I don't know if he won any batting championships or anything, but I know he won some Golden Gloves and he was a hell of a defender out in the field.
Okay, JD, you're getting called out now.
Oh, great.
Mike says, so it's his shows now.
Popcorn buddy.
He says, I thought you were the face that runs the place. Yeah, Mike. Okay, whatever, dude. So So yeah, I got my buddies calling in. Your buddies were calling in before. I don't know what happened to Wolfman was that Uncle Slam? Was that the other guy? Another guy?
Uncle Slam and J Mac.
J Mac. Yeah. Wonder what J Mac's up to tonight. He usually pops in and says hi.
Yes, they don't shoot Saturday nights, so I'm not sure what his Saturday nights are usually.
J Mac is Bradley, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. One of those kind of things.
Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc. Since we're talking about him, might as well give him a shout out.
Absolutely, give him a shout out. Yeah. Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc. Yep. And he still hasn't changed his Facebook screen on the name on there.
No, he's not going to.
No, he's not. That's an inside joke there, folks. It's ongoing that when I go on there, I give him a hard time, and I've been honored to be on their show several times. They invite me on, so it's great. And so, are you?
That's
part. Obviously, you're on the show a lot, but I don't know the hierarchy. Are you part of his gang, so to speak, or are you just a guest
Bradley?
like I am on?
No. Just like we are, just colleagues, just like we are. They're not part of Mayhem. I'm not part of Headlocks. We just collaborate.
Okay. Oh, he's not part of Mayhem.
No.
So who's all part of the Mayhem? Because I know, and if you don't want to disclose it, don't.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that. Wolfman Jacob is our prediction specialist. He hasn't been on air in a while. Connor Clarkson, the one and only Connor Clarkson, he hasn't been on air in quite a while.
He's out of England, correct?
Yeah, he's in the UK. Yeah, he's in the UK, and he's got cerebral palsy. Mm-hmm. And he's supposed to be moving, and I can speak from experience. I have a whole mini series releasing on Monday about moving with disabilities. It starts on Monday. I'm going to release the first episode at 6 p.m. or at 3 p.m. on Monday afternoon.
Okay.
So I can speak from experience. When you have to move with disabilities, it's quite an ordeal. So he's been kind of on the sidelines for a couple of months now until he gets set up and everything at his new place. But we're ready to have him back as soon as possible.
Good. You just had me think of something here when you said moving with disabilities, because I've known you. This has been in the works for a while since I know you. We talked about this. I didn't realize, and this is by my little pea brain, I didn't realize that when you said moving with disabilities meant moving residence or moving living quarters. I thought you meant like moving as in getting from inside out of the car, down the store, down the sidewalk, stuff like that. That's what I thought.
I never thought that people would take it that way. So that's
I even know you, and I know you went through a move. So I mean, I didn't correlate the two together. So you might want to change
the name, or people when they tune in will find out real fast.
Yeah, you might want to change the name a little bit. I mean, that's totally up to you, but that's what I thought, and I even know you. So there you go.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never considered that. So yeah, well, I mean, the branding's already done. So the series, I can assure you, is going to be called Moving with Disabilities because it's releasing Monday, and all that stuff's already done, and I'm not redoing it.
Okay.
So, but it's about moving residences, not moving in person, not moving in my body or moving up and down the road or anything like that. It's about changing residences for your viewers and anybody else who might tune in.
Okay. All right.
And I'll make sure when I start advertising it that I start specifying that to people. Now that I'm aware it's a possible miscommunication there.
Yeah. So there you go. See, we need a good thing we talked about that. So
yeah. Oh, I don't ever have a problem when someone says something like that to me.
It's not any kind of, it's not a negative at all.
No. It's very good information you just gave me. That's why I'll definitely start making sure that this weekend when I'm advertising for it and stuff that I specify what it is because I didn't think that people wouldn't know, but it makes sense. Now that you explained it like that, it makes perfect sense that people might be confused about whether it's moving residences or just moving in a wheelchair or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So are there special times that you'll be releasing this? When you say release it, I mean, how are you doing?
I'm just going to release. I mean, I already recorded it. It's already put together and everything. So it's going to release, meaning that it'll be posted to Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble on Monday at 3:00. And then every Monday for the next 4 weeks.
And how long is each episode?
It's just me. It's a solo series. It's not with anybody. It's not a conversational style series or anything like that. It's just me. So the episodes range. The shortest one I think is about 15 or 18 minutes. The longest one's probably around the 35 or 36 minute mark, I think.
Aha.
Because I broke it up into pieces to talk about a different aspect of
Right,
moving
right, right.
and of the move through the whole thing. So the first episode's pretty short. It's about us getting the notified that we had to move, that we got a 30-day eviction notice. It happened at the end of our lease, so it's not like, you know, nothing happened. We didn't, you know, miss rent. They're not kicking us out illegally. It was, you know, the end of our thing. He just didn't bother to tell us till up to 30 days before our lease was up. So that's going to be the first episode, is talking about us getting the notification and what we went through, like the initial part of it.
You know, one thing you may want to, and I don't know how to go about doing this, it just popped in my head, is this is something a lot of realtors might be interested in watching or hearing or paying attention to as well.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
and I don't know how you can market to them. I don't know how you can do that directly to them.
I know a realtor. I'll make sure I message her and tag her and see if she, you know, would find it. She would probably likely find it interesting.
I think anybody who's in the moving industry, especially realtors, should watch this.
Yeah, the meat of the series is going to come in the second and third episodes. That's where those are going to be I really talk about some stuff in that. And it's in the second and third episodes where you're really going to get to hear about what I went through when I was moving. The first episode is just the initial, oh man, we have to pack up this house in a month and find a place to live at the same time, and everything we went through in order to do that, including getting jerked around by somebody who we were supposed to move in. We had a place to move initially, and for whatever reason, dude never bothered to come sign the lease with us. So he just kept, oh, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. Oh, I need to wait a couple more days. I need to wait a couple more days. And then I'm telling him, listen, we're burning through your down payment in a hotel. You understand that? Like, if you sign the lease right now, we can give you the money. If we sign the lease next week, you're not getting all your money. That's where we're at.
So because I know, because you and your mom, and is it your brother live together, or just you and your mom?
It's just me and my mom right now. When we did live in that old house, it was me and my mom and my brother and my nephew.
So were you the main negotiator with the folks?
No, my mom was found the first place. Actually, she was the one. She was the all-star through the whole thing, and I talk about that through the series too. She was the all-star through it. She did not take it well, but without her doing what she did, we wouldn't be where we are now either.
Okay. So
she was definitely the MVP of the moving and finding a place, finding where we're going next.
And are you happy with where you're at now?
But it's better than being homeless. It's better than being in a hotel.
Of course.
And we're not going to be here for a long time, a year or maybe two tops. And then I'm going to buy a house. So we're done moving.
Good for you.
Yeah, we're done moving. So yeah, I've been working on my credit for years so that I can actually, get a house. And it's in really good shape. And in another year or two, it'll be in really good shape. So yeah, that's why we might need another year or two to get the credit and everything in order. But yeah, we'll be getting a house next. If not this year, then by 2028. I will be moving into a house somewhere.
Okay. Awesome. And for those people listening, if you have any houses available in I keep saying Philadelphia area, but it's not.
No, it's Harrisburg, central Pennsylvania, outside of Harrisburg, across the river from Harrisburg.
Where is Bristol compared to where you are?
Bristol, Pennsylvania?
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure.
And I bring that up because I dated a girl from. She always said Philadelphia, but she said it was from Bristol.
I think Bristol is down in the southeastern part of the state, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And she said she wasn't very far from the Jersey Shore either, from Jersey.
That would be on the southeastern side. That would put you in terms of Pennsylvania. If you're in Pennsylvania and you're close to the Jersey Shore, you're likely in the Philadelphia or surrounding southeastern area of the state. I'm more in the south central part of the state.
And that's where you want to stay?
It's where I'm going to probably stay because of family, because my mom isn't going to move to some place. She's not going to leave the grandkids and stuff. And, my nephews, I'm not going to leave my nephews. So,
Your nephew that comes on every so often that we're trying to get him to.
Yeah, Liam. I
Liam.
have other ones besides him. He's the oldest. Liam's the oldest. He's gonna be freaking 11 in July.
Liam's cool. Has he said in Punk We Trust yet?
No.
Inside joke, folks. I know you shouldn't say it on the radio or on podcast. Inside joke. So anyway,
I do have him saying. When he was younger and he needed help with stuff, and obviously some things with my disability, some things I can help more than other things.
Right.
So things that I can only assist with, he started to understand very quickly that when I can help him, but I can't. Sometimes I may not be able to all the way help him, so he's got to do a little extra too, even though I'm helping him.
Mm-hmm.
So I started saying after we would finish this, and this is something that goes with me and my brother way back. I don't even remember where we picked it up. But we always used to say to each other when we would help each other, when we would back each other up, we would always, look at each other and say safety first, then teamwork. So I started saying it to him after, when he would want help or something. And then I'd be like, there you go. And he'd be like, oh, thanks, Uncle John. I'd be like, hey, safety first and then teamwork.
Wow.
So now he says, like, whenever he helps somebody or if I see him helping somebody else, I'm always like, and what do we say? And he's like, and he always likes to, I thought he wasn't understanding or he was mixing it up in his own head. Mm-hmm. I've come to figure out, I think he's just doing it to mess with me. So he says, because the phrase is safety first, then teamwork. So he likes to say teamwork, then safety first.
He's messing with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I figured it out. Yeah. At first, I thought he was just, not getting it or not understanding it because of some of his disability and stuff. But no, he's definitely just having a go at me with it.
So, okay. So because you just mentioned it. So what disability does he have?
It's called NF1.
Say that again.
NF1.
NF as in Nancy Frank 1?
Yes, that's correct.
What is that?
It stands for neurofibromatosis. It's a genetic conditions caused by mutations in the NF1 gene on chromosome 17, which produces a protein called neurofibromonin that regulates cell growth.
Oh my word!
Specifically with him at the moment, and also in addition to some other several other potential issues. But one of the things that it does is it affects the memory part of your brain sometimes, meaning that, and the best analogy that I read when I was researching the disease and stuff is that we could teach Liam to, 100 times in a row, cross the street, you look both ways.
Mm-hmm.
And he can do that 99 times. But then on that 100th time, he may just forget. And it's not that they forget, it's that they don't remember where they put the information, if that makes sense. It has to do with the collaboration between where your memories are stored and then being able to recall them.
Wow. How's that even found or diagnosed? How do they know
with him, he has some physical traits that led the doctors to, I think, suspect that. And then there's a test. I believe there's tests for it. One of the physical traits is that he has freckles and stuff up on his shoulders and on his neck, on the back of his shoulder blades, very heavily freckled. And it's low, and it's specifically on his shoulders, back of his shoulders, the tops of his arms, and etc. like that. It's specifically located to that part of his body.
Oh wow, interesting. So is this your brother's son, your sister's son?
My brother's son. I have two younger brothers.
You have two. I thought you had an older brother. I have two younger brothers.
Nope, I'm the oldest.
Oh man. So you can razz the brothers then, right?
I'm sorry?
You can razz your brothers a little bit. You can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If there's like, if there's an emergency or not an emergency, but something like serious going
Mhm.
on, and if I start barking orders or start directing people, they'll fall right in, just like when we were kids. It's just the natural habit. If I'm, we all yield to each other, you know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
someone, but yeah, if something serious is going on and I'm start directing traffic, they'll fall in just like that. I don't even have to tell them more than once. If something serious has happened and I said, Josh, go do this, he wouldn't even look at me weird. He wouldn't question what it was. He would go and do it immediately, just like my other brother, Joe. If I said, Joe, like if something serious is happening, I'd be like, Joe, do this. And he wouldn't even ask me. He wouldn't question me. He wouldn't look sideways at me. He would just do it.
Wait a second. So your name is Jonathan,
Yes.
Josh, and
Yep.
Joseph.
Yep. And me and my brother Josh have the same initials.
Okay. Does your and don't tell me her name, but does your mom's name begin with a J?
No, she's
Okay.
Melissa.
Okay. Melissa, one of my top 10 favorite female names, by the way.
Okay. I'll make sure I let her know that.
Yeah. I have a weird top 10 list going on here. So
hey, go watch some of Andrew's old episodes, and you can see my mom. She makes an appearance on one episode because trick her.
Yeah.
I trick her into thinking that we were just chatting and not on the air.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. You got to have her come back on again sometime.
Yeah, she's not going to do that.
It's just like my mom. I keep saying, Mom, you need to come on. I'll just give you a microphone. We can talk. I'm not coming on. So you don't have to be on camera. So I'll get her on one of these nights. It'll be fun.
I've even wanted to have my mom on to talk about her service and stuff because she was in the Navy, but she won't do that either.
Really?
Yep.
Was she in during the Gulf War?
Again,
if you don't want to talk, don't talk about it.
No, it wasn't. It was. I just asked her about it because it wasn't during. It was. She was in Panama during the. She served in Panama, but it was during combat time, and the combat that was going on, I want to say it was. I just asked her about this the other day.
Wasn't that in the 80s?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But she gets credit. She gets because she served in a foreign country during a time of war. So okay. she's the full, veteran, legionnaire, all, she's all that extra status when you serve in combat. If you don't know that, if you're a soldier who serves in a combat situation or a soldier who serves during peacetime, there's differences in a lot of stuff when that happens. So I just can't remember the war or what was going on, the conflict that was going on when she was in. I'll have to ask her about it. You can ask me about it again sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I got to ask you this. And once again, if you can't answer this or don't want to, that's fine. There's no worries. So you and I politically, yes, I'm going to go that route, folks. I'm going politically. We think the same. We are, I don't want to say far right, but we're common sense right, is all I can say. Is your mom the same way as you?
That's how I was raised. Sometimes she looks at me and she's like, "Where did you get this?" I'm like, "Look in the mirror, because this is what you raised. You raised a patriot."
So she likes the current administration.
She's not really political much anymore. She's kind of tired of it all at this point, but when I was growing up, she was conservative. Her and my dad were Republicans. They voted for Republicans. They were on the conservative side. More than the liberal side. So I think that's likely how I ended up getting most of my things. But I also don't know how you can be a believer in Jesus and be a Democrat right now. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. So because of my beliefs, I don't see how I could follow the Democrats anyway. And my mom listens to me. She kind of yields to me when it comes to, she doesn't really care, but I make her go vote still. And usually she'll yield to who I advise her to vote for. So because I do my research, I know, she trusts my opinion and my expertise.
Good.
Not to say that she won't argue with me here in the living room or the kitchen or something, but
it's funny. Since we're talking about moms, I'll bring up my mom as well. Politically, we're probably opposite. She likes to watch CNN, or used to watch CNN. So, and I don't. So we made agreement. So we don't talk politics in the house because, again, mom lives with me, just like your situation. My mom lives with me. So we make it a point, don't talk politics in the house, but every so often she'll bring it up. Then if I counter her, whatever she's saying, she goes, "Oh, I don't want to talk about that." I'm like, well, you just brought it up.
Yep.
But we don't have any kind of knockdown, drag out fights. We don't hate each other. Like some people out
there's
there.
no need for any of that. Yeah, there's no need for any of that. So, but yeah, her problem is she watches Good Morning America every morning.
My mom does too. That and today.
And I'm like, every time I'm out here in the morning and I hear them talking, I'm like, now I understand why you think some of the things you think. Because you watch this crap.
My mom watches The View sometimes when she's.
Oh man, that's just terrible. That's just poison. That should be.
It is
poison. I mean, you might as well drink some peroxide.
That's great. I'm glad she's in bed now, or she'd come in here and say, "What are you talking about?" then I get her online. Then now you can talk and defend yourself. There you go.
Listen, I would rather drink some. What's that? What is that? The syrup of Epicat or whatever it is, the stuff that makes you induce vomiting. I would rather drink some of that than watch The View.
The View. I've watched this several times. A few times with mom when I'm home during the day and she has it on. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You watch this crap?
Yeah.
Really?
It is crap. There is no other word for it other than that.
Yep. So, and I just thought of this question, and then we'll get off this subject. So your mom was in the Navy. Is that what you said?
Yes. So was my dad.
Okay. So
that's where they met, actually, in Panama.
Oh, wow. Are they both retired?
My dad has passed. He passed several years ago.
Okay.
But he was at the time like sort of retired. My dad would have never retired regardless of anything. But he installed after I guess sometime after he came back to Pennsylvania. His family lives in Virginia. He met my mom in Pennsylvania, and when they got out of the Navy, he moved to Pennsylvania with her. So, which I came along not too long after that, if I'm not mistaken, after they got together. So I'm almost I can't confirm this, but I might have been conceived in Panama.
Okay.
So, but my dad, after that, he worked for a local company here called RT Grimm, where he installed car radios back when car radios, were analog and stuff and not digitally wired and the way they are nowadays. So he was a radio professional. He could do whatever he wanted inside of electrical system of a car between 1980 and 2000. And whatever he wanted to do, he could get in there and do it. If he wanted to hotwire it, he'd hotwire it. If he wanted to take your radio and you not ever notice it, he could take your radio and you'd never notice it.
Wow.
He could take your speakers right out of the car, put the car back together. You wouldn't even know they were gone. He could do anything he wanted in terms of electric and radio stuff inside a car. That's
great. I'm just the opposite. I can look at the radio and you can know I looked at it. Those kind of things. So is your mom retired from the Navy then?
Neither one of them were career officers.
Okay.
Right. Just the service. They just did their 4 years or 3 years or whatever it was.
Okay.
And then my mom went to school to be a nurse when I was in elementary school. She went back to college and became a nurse and became an LPN.
Okay.
While waitressing.
Oh wow. Man, you better give her a big hug tomorrow or do something for Mother's Day.
I got her. She already got flowers. I bought her dinner tonight.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Oh yeah. She just wanted like fast food. She still likes fast food. I'm trying to get her off of it, but sometimes she likes a McDonald's quarter pounder or a Whopper from Burger King. So that's what she wanted. That's what I got her. So, but I got her flowers. And I got her dinner tonight. So.
That's great. Well, earlier tonight, my mom and I had pizzas, a frozen pizza. We have Sam's Club, and I don't know if you go to Sam's Club or Costco, or if you go to either one of them, I don't know. But Sam's Club, in my area at least, they have a frozen pizza. It's called Jack's Pizza.
I think I've heard
Absolutely of that. Wonderful. I'm telling you what,
really?
You get 4 of them for $12.
I will look into that because we used to. I'm not a big, not so much on pizza anymore, but I still like me some pizza, so I'll still eat some pizza.
I'm telling you what, it is delicious.
But finding good frozen pizza, that's hard to do.
Yeah, and anybody I talk to, especially in my area here, everybody knows Jack's Pizza. And some people doctor it up. Some people just pop it in the oven. It's I don't mind it at all. I'll eat it all. I'll take that over any pizzas out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely look and see if we have that here in this area.
It definitely is not healthy, but it's Jack's Pizza and Sam's Club.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of health stuff and planning a lot of health content on the Boiling Point podcast. But you can't always be perfect. You're not you're not always perfect. So that's one thing I try and remind everybody in our episodes and stuff.
I am.
Let me go hit my pipe right quick. I'll be right back.
All right, dude. I tell you what. Mike just sent me a message that the Yankees lost. All right, sorry, Mike. Sorry, buddy.
I guess he's not coming on then.
Apparently not, because this was 15 minutes ago. So well, we've been having a good time. JD, I'm going to let you go.
Sounds good.
This has been great. I know it's late. We're both probably tired. We will definitely talk again. This has been JD. You're always welcome to come on. You know that you're a great guy, a great guest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you'll be on again. You'll be on Mayhem or Boiling Point podcast again soon. So.
Good. We'll talk wrestling. We'll talk movies. We'll talk all that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. But tell all you guys that said hi, and I'll let you go. But I appreciate you being on, my friend.
Absolutely, man. I'm out.
All right. We'll see you. All right, folks. My buddy JD, Boiling Point Podcast and Mayhem Media Podcast. Go check them out. Great shows. We had a good time tonight. Appreciate everybody coming on. Mike, thanks for being there. Wolfman, thanks for being here. Everybody who commented. I have somebody from I can't pronounce your name from Twitch. Appreciate you being here, even though you're pushing your stuff. But hey, appreciate you being here. It's been good. We had a good time tonight. And for impromptu, again, I am and no, this is not this talking. This is me talking. I will drink it. This weekend, I'm thanking my lucky stars for, first of all, I still have my mother around for Mother's Day. And when Mike came on, my buddy Mike made me aware once again of the fortunes I've had from however you want to, whether you're a believer or not a believer, however you want to look at it. I've had the fortunate experience of having good people put in my direct path at the right times, and you can't say enough good stuff about him. I mean, just two of them tonight was Mike and my buddy JD who came on here. So guys, thank you again. And I'm not going to get all sobby and sentimental and everything else, but it's good to have people like that that you can call your friends, and these are actually people that we've never actually met face to face. JD and I have saw each other on this before. Mike, I don't know if we've ever actually talked video chat before, but we've talked on the phone several times. So there you go. I'll leave it at that. But folks, have a happy Mother's Day. All you mothers out there, thank you for everything you've done. My mother especially, but everybody else's mother out there, thank you for everything. It's been great. You folks have been a joy to be with. And before I start having tears coming down and talking here, I'm gonna get off of here, but this has been fun. Thank you everybody for coming on. So until next time, this is me, the face who runs the place. That's right, Mike. I do run this place. So the face who runs the place. Until next time, ciao.